This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Suspect charged in Trinicop's death. Police have charged one man in connection with last week's gruesome shooting death of a Trinicop in Nugatown district in Whithorn, Westmoreland. Constable Devon Brown, 25, from the National Police College of Jamaica, was interning at the Manchester Division. Westmoreland's top cop, Superintendent Robert Gordon, told the news that the accused man has been charged with murder and illegal possession of a firearm. The man is among 4 suspects who were detained for Brown's murder. All 4 were held on different occasions less than a week after the killing. Gordon said further investigations are being done to charge the other 3 suspects. Police reported that Brown, who is from the district, was at an establishment when he was pounced upon by gunmen and shot several times. He was later pronounced dead. Brown's death came just 6 days after another constable, Okino Houghton, was found shot to death inside a vehicle in Mona, St. Andrew. Junior doctors demand wage talk with Finance Ministry. Jamaica's junior doctors have demanded a meeting with the Ministry of Finance on Friday amid growing unrest over wage negotiations. The Jamaica Medical Doctors Association is among public sector groups which have not signed a wage deal with the government for 2021. JMDA President Dr. Mindy Fitzhenley says the group belatedly received a wage offer on November 17.
About November 17, giving us the 4% increase that has been offered to other unions. However, it's really distasteful that we received this offer almost 2 weeks after other unions had already signed it. So other people got an opportunity to go through the offer with their members, got to, negotiate and other things. And we were only given that offer after that all occurred. So, as though healthcare workers, along with the consultants and, of course, our nursing colleagues who have been on the front line, it really is not in good taste to receive this after everyone else.
Indicom probing fatal shooting in Spanish Town. The Independent Commission of Investigations is probing the shooting death of a man by police in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, early Friday morning. The deceased, who has not yet been identified, reportedly engaged the law enforcers in a shootout during a joint police-military operation in Redemption Ground in the parish. Reports are that about 2:47 a.m., lawmen were on patrol in the area when they saw a group of men. On seeing the police, the men reportedly ran and the police gave chase. The men fired at the police, forcing the lawmen to return fire. When the gunshots subsided, one man was found nursing gunshot wounds. He was subsequently taken to the hospital. He later succumbed to his injuries. A 9mm pistol was reportedly seized from the unidentified gunman, along with 3 9mm rounds of ammunition. 2 men dead after shootout with police in St. Mary. 2 men were killed in a confrontation with the police along the Agualta Vale Main Road in St. Mary on Friday morning. The men have only been identified by their aliases Jimmy Lee and the Reds. Preliminary reports are that sometime after 2 a.m., the 2 men were traveling in a car on Agualta Vale Main Road just outside of Anoto Bay when they were signaled by the police to stop. The driver did not comply with those instructions and sped off. The police gave chase and the persons in the vehicle fired at them, resulting in lawmen taking evasive action and returning fire. When the shooting subsided, the police found 2 men inside the vehicle suffering from gunshot wounds. They were taken to the hospital where they were pronounced dead. The Independent Commission of Investigations was notified of the incident. 22-year-old Jamaican fined for smuggling Kanja into Antigua. A Jamaican accused of smuggling 2 pounds of cannabis into Antigua and Barbuda was fined EC $16,000, approximately $924,141 Jamaican dollars, when he appeared in court in that country on Wednesday. Romar Bailey, 22, pleaded guilty to the importation of cannabis. As part of his sentence, the Jamaican was given 2 years to pay the fine or face 2 years in prison if he fails to comply with the payment order. According to a report in the news, Bailey was arrested on August 11 of this year after 2 pounds of cannabis was discovered inside cans of gourmet caramel corn at an airport warehouse. Bailey, who has lived in Antigua since he was 9 years old, was also charged with possession of cannabis and being concerned in the supplying of the cannabis valued at $16,000. However, he denied those charges, and they were later dropped by the prosecution on Wednesday. Soldier hospitalized after crash. A member of the Jamaica Defense Force was rushed to the hospital after the service vehicle in which he was traveling ended up in the culvert in front of the Ocherius Anglican Church along Milford Road in St. Anne. Reports are that the incident occurred at noon. Eyewitnesses say the soldier lost control of the vehicle and ran off the road. The identity of the soldier has not yet been ascertained. Labor Ministry intensifies campaign for domestic workers to register with NIS. The Ministry of Labor and Social Security is targeting domestic workers as it ramps up its public education campaign under the National Transition to Formality Initiative. Portia Magnus, Director of National Insurance in the ministry, told the news that the first segment of the campaign is aimed at encouraging domestic workers to register with the National Insurance Scheme. She said recent statistics indicate that only 3% of the 45,000 domestic workers in Jamaica have NIS coverage. The National Insurance Act describes domestic workers as persons who are employed to conduct work in and around the household for the benefit of the person who owns or resides in a home. They include household helpers, chauffeurs, gardeners, nannies, cooks, and caregivers. Leading by example, only fully vaxxed labor rights for JLP confab Sunday. The ruling Jamaica Labour Party will on Sunday, November 28, stage its annual conference from 10 different locations across its 4 area councils under strict adherence to the COVID-19 protocols. In fact, only a maximum of 50 vaccinated delegates will be allowed to participate at the interactive digital conference at each of the 10 locations. All attendees must be fully vaccinated, and each area council will be working with the local health authority in verifying vaccine status of all persons attending our conference. All relevant agencies have been engaged to ensure that the appropriate protocols are in place and are adhered to, in line with the DRMA regulation, Desmond McKenzie, chairman of the conference, announced during a press briefing in Trelawney on Thursday. The main location of the conference will be the National Arena in the corporate area. The facility will be one of the 4 sites in Area Council 1. JLP leader Andrew Holness and the officers of the party will make their presentations from the National Arena. Other locations in Area Council 1 are the Denham Town Community Center in West Kingston, the Stony Hill Heart Academy in St. Andrew West Rural, and the Papine High School in St. Andrew East Rural. The locations in Area Council 2 will be Eltham High School in Spanish Town, St. Catherine, and Port Antonia High School in Portland. In Area Council 3, the locations for the conference will be the Denby Showground in Clarendon and Ocherius High School in St. Anne. In Area Council 4, the conference will be broadcast from the Luana Bennett Banquet Hall in St. Elizabeth, Broadwalk Business Center in Negril, and the Montego Bay Community College in St. James. The conference will commence at 11 a.m. and run until 3 p.m. Delegates are being asked to be in their place by 10 a.m. Mackenzie said this year's conference would bring a message of hope to the people of Jamaica. We will use our conference to show the country the steps we are taking and the steps that are being taken to build back from the onslaught of COVID-19, said Mackenzie. NWA to close a section of Barry Street for drainage work. The National Works Agency says as of Saturday, it will close Barry Street in the vicinity of the Supreme Court in Kingston to carry out emergency drainage improvement works. The NWA says the road will be closed for about 10 days. NWA's Communication and Customer Service Manager Stephen Shaw says the works will include the removal and construction of 2 gratings that span the entire road at the intersection of Barry Street and Temple Lane. The gratings, which have been in a state of disrepair for some time, will be restored at a cost of just over $4.5 million. The work will ease the traffic constraints and to make the thoroughfare safer. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.